Good morning, Mr. Secretary.
Good morning, sir.
How will you give full authority to local governments in the utilization of calamity funds? How will you effect transparency and coordination in the utilization of local and national funds?
All right, for the first question, full authority in the utilization of calamity funds. Before that, we want to give them more freedom with a bigger amount of calamity funds that they have to use, not merely for response, but for preparation. That's why I support the pending bills on the National Disaster Risk Management Act, that both versions state that local government units shall be authorized to use not less than 5% of their revenue for disaster risk management, which includes not merely response relief, but preparation and mitigation efforts. The events of last week have really shown the fact that indeed local government units must take the lead in disaster risk management, even in rescue and relief, because the different topographies, the different conditions of the local governments cannot be managed and cannot be foreseen by the national government. So we have to rely on the different local government units to be our guides in case you cannot handle the situation. And we have to rely on the state of your preparations and take the risk also that these preparations may be inadequate. And that's the risk that we take when we make decisions every day. So if at all, I am in full support that local government units take the lead. We can be guides by trying to build up your capacities by placing some sort of a rational framework or technical framework for decision making. We have partner agencies that do that too with us, the United Nations, OCHA, UNDA, and the rest. However, the most important thing is to give you the freedom and the leeway to use more funds for capacity building insofar as disaster risk management is concerned. And the law, the proposed law, which I support totally, will give that. Now, in transparency and accountability, we have several issues there. Number one is the performance scorecards, where national government or other independent agencies can audit us, which all of us undergo. But the most crucial thing is the alignment between national government incentives, national government directions, and local government directions. How do we complement and support each other? It's a more difficult matter in this country because we're an archipelago. We're multiracial, multicultural, multilingual, and multi-conditional. You know, our conditions, even in the island of Mindanao alone, you know, the islands in the southwest part of Mindanao have different needs and different issues than central Mindanao. Central Mindanao is a flood-prone area, and that is the #1 issue in disaster risk management and other things. While in eastern Mindanao, it's the Compostela Valley area which needs support because, you know, there are environmental issues and security issues. So the challenge is how to align. And how to align, first and foremost, is basic national infrastructure to get access to these communities. I think that's where the national comes. And support to local government units in the areas that show the initiative, show the initiative to build capacities for development. And that, I scanned the questions, that's where the President's initiatives in making a judgment who is performing, who is not, that's where it comes in.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Next would be a question from Luzon, led by Mayor Sonia Lorenzo.
Yes. May I call on Mayor Roberto Agcawili of San Mateo, Isabela.
Good morning, Mr. Secretary.
Morning, sir.
Sa San Mateo, Isabela po, hindi po kami tinamaan ng Bagyong Undoy at saka Bagyong Pepeng. Mr. Secretary, my question is, what devolved functions would you like to take back? What additional functions being performed by the central government will you hand over to LGUs? How will you ensure that the devolution rules are complied with?
The first function I thought of as a congressman representing my district that we would want to be renationalized was health. But I was talked to by my colleague, Governor Dodo Macias. Huwag mong i-renationalize ang iyong hospital. Why? Because there are funds available from the VAT, he told me before, that is supposed to be for health care for local government units. Because the Tarlac Provincial Hospital was the premier teaching hospital in Region 3 at the time. Maybe because of the fact that my mother was practically the chairperson of the Appropriations Committee of the then Batasan Pambansa. And it was devolved, and naturally services suffered because of the decrease in the amount of resources. But then again, thinking that national government should be for certain types of health cases like epidemics, like disease prevention, like public health issues in the main. But the provision of adequate health care is really a local government issue, and several local government units have shown that they can be creative enough through proper financial management to be able to afford health services, quality health services to all. Some provinces have even outsourced all their health care requirements, and it works. But what is more important to me is I have a theory where we can have better health care for all, whether local government or national, or whether private or public. That's universal participative health care, where everybody should participate in a common fund, maybe in the PhilHealth system right now. So that rich, what's 200 pesos a month, you ask them, and they can pool into the fund, and the risk is spread. The burden of health care is spread to everyone, and the poor can get more, not merely in terms of medicine and the facilities, but we can reimburse doctors and healthcare services so that they get a little more, so that they don't migrate. That's an experiment probably worth looking into.